Okay, welcome back to Random City Sports Ballers. We've got another update. This is the end of week 9. So we have 13 weeks left of the Yahoo regular season. That's a long time to go, fellas. We're not even at halfway yet. We're almost there, but we're not at halfway yet. So, what are we looking at here? I had a good week. Probably a lot of you had good weeks as well. There's going to be up and downs. But here's an example of what I was talking about can happen to you. Here's a guy who probably felt he was comfortably in first place, playing against the 11th place team. And he was probably like, hey, I'm going to get you a win, yay. And then he had a bad week. Look at these numbers. He had great stolen bases, but he had a down week in most of his batting numbers, a down week in most of his pitching numbers, and he lost 8-2 to the 11th place team. So he fell from first place down to 4th place. And I moved up from 11th place into 8th place, making me much more comfortable, because, hey, there's a long way to go. And as I've always said, if you trust the players, we're talking about statistics here, guys. Fantasy baseball is statistics. If you get the statistics right, you're going to get the wins. You will make the playoffs. So there's some questions I have. Some of you who took guys like, let's look at Nolan Gorman. Started out poorly, right? Did you give up on him before this big week where he had 3 home runs? These are great numbers for the week, right? 261 batting average isn't great, but I never really care about that. And turns out I won batting average this week against the first place team. Let's take a look here at some other players. Logan O'Hoppe with another good week. Marcell Ozuna with another good week. Ozzie Albies, he didn't do great for me this week. Got me a stolen base, good batting average, but other than that, he didn't do much. He's not doing much for the season. I'm disappointed. But I'm not giving up on him because I know how this works. Players are going to get to where they need to be. Let's see. Let's look down here at pitchers. Some of my pitchers, boy, look at Bailey Ober. That was a bad week for him, right? Tanner Bybee finally putting things together. Pablo Lopez with a good week. Kevin Gausman with a good week. Blake Snell with a bad week. Ouch. Peralta did fine with a lot of strikeouts. That was an amazing number of strikeouts. Only got 1 save. But here's one thing I'm doing here with this team, okay? I'm getting rid of one of these guys, these relievers, and I'm going to be picking up Yimi Garcia. I know, not the greatest ERA and WHIP, but it's a chance for more saves. And I need to get rid of probably Griffin Jax so I have a chance at getting more saves. Because I didn't go after saves at all on this team. It's my first draft, and I really focused 0 on saves. So, let's move along here. This team moved up from 11th into 8th place on a good week. And this team, Random City Sports Ballers C6, a lot of folks, we were worried about this team. Had a big week again, an 8-2 win. Decent batting numbers, good average, better stolen bases, good pitching numbers. I'm happy with that. Low strikeouts, but hey, these things happen. And so they moved from 7th place up to 4th place. And Random City Sports Ballers F2 with a 9-1 win, another big win. Moves up from 11th place into 8th place. See, these guys are in striking distance now, right? Random City Sports Ballers C3. I have had concerns about this team. This week didn't do much to assuage those concerns. Still won batting average somehow. But a 5-2 win gets me from 10th place up to 9th place. Still not looking great overall for C3. Random City Sports Ballers C2. On a bad week, they just fell slightly. Look at this. They fell ever so slightly to drop out of the playoffs. The team that I played, Why So Serious, they moved themselves up from 7th place to 5th place. So, he had a good week. I had not great pitching numbers, so I'm not happy about that. But, hey, like I said, these things happen. There are ups and downs. You're looking for the playoffs, and that's 13 weeks away. All right, Random City Sports Ballers, letter C, on a 5-4 win has moved. It beat first place again. Good numbers in batting and good numbers in pitching. I am happy across the board there. Playing first place and moved myself up from 9th into 7th. And this guy, he had a stranglehold on the first place. He's probably still, he's still in first place. So that's doing pretty good for him. Matt Olson is trying to put it together. Let's really hope he does. I'm thinking with Matt Olson, the remaining 13 weeks of the season, he could have 25 to 30 home runs for the remainder, guys. That's what I'm looking at. I worry about what he's going to do, not what he's done. And so I need to, Teoscar Hernandez had a bad week. These things happen, fellas. Bad weeks are going to happen. All right, moving on. We've got Random City Sports Ballers, letter W. Stays in second place on a 5-3 win. The Winners League, I really want to win a Winners League. I really do. I took stolen bases and batting average, so I'm a thief on that. Thief in the night, baby. All right, Random City Sports. Oh, my favorite name, Empire Strikes Out. Third place team stays in third place. Tied for third place now. But I was playing 11th place. They came out with some great numbers in batting, and that's going to be hard to overcome. So, we stay in third place. That's fine. We got a 10-0 win out of first place, Random City Sports Ballers, letter F. 10-0. What does that mean? Holy cow, does that put me very solidly in first place with a 15-game lead? So, for now, that can change, though. Remember that. That can change. Oh, Soto just having a great season. Isn't Soto? Man, if I could have put him on more teams, I would have been happy to, but I couldn't tell the future. I just kind of knew. And Aaron Judge, holy cow. There was a guy in the comments section that told me I need to get over my bias against Aaron Judge and his injury history. And right now, it's looking like I should have. He's got 21 home runs, and he'd had 4 this week. Didn't help this guy much, but, still he had 4 this week. All right, moving on. Random City Sports Ballers, C5. This is another first place team that stays in first place. It stretched out my lead just a bit. I was 2.5 games ahead. Now it looks like I'm 4 games ahead. More like 3 games ahead because of the ties. But, staying in first place, having a good week in many batting numbers. Somehow got stolen bases tied, and a batting average of 249 wins that. It's crazy. Good pitching numbers. Whip kind of, not thrilled about the whip. Too many saves yet again, but it's the opposite problem that I had with the other team, right? Clase, Duran with 4. Wow, that's great. Garrett had 1, Estevez had 1, and some quality innings from Cano. Well, that whip wasn't great, but that's part of why. I had a lot of guys with a bad whip. Look, Sonny Gray, bad week from him. Duran had a 1.8 whip in those 3.1 innings. Garrett, 1.33, 1.5 from Cano, 1.25 from Steele, 1.33 from Yamamoto to give me a 126 for the week. So, but they get their numbers overall. Random City Sports Ballers C4 slides from 6th place up to 3rd place on a 7-2 win. Again, great numbers. Wow, a lot of saves there. I got to look at this. Duran, Diaz had 2, Munoz had 2, and Kimbrel had 1. All right, that's great. Okay, moving on. F3, 6-3 win, slides them, stays in 4th place. But did we close the gap at all? I don't know. We didn't really close much of the gap. So, but stays in 4th place, so playoff position, I'm happy. Not happy with those runs and RBIs, but overall I'm happy. Moving on, finally, Random City Sports Ballers WK. 7-3 win, moves them up into 4th place. Good numbers, not great ERA and whip, but look at those strikeouts. 91 strikeouts. Had some pitching starts, fellas. But the ERA and whip were not great. Look at Bradish, Blanco, and Jared Jones all had a bad week. Logan Webb, not great. Montas, okay, well, these things happen. I'm not going to be too upset about it. So here's something I wanted to talk about. We're going to look over here at this one where I was in 11th, moved up to 8th. I want to take a look at some of the players available. Let's take a look at something here. If you're looking to improve your team in some ways, look at who's available. Not Acuna, but look at who's available. What category are you hurting in? Okay, can you improve that category without hurting your other categories too much? at catcher, I've been enjoying Langoliers. Look at those 12 home runs. Heck yeah, 29 RBIs. You betcha. Caught another stolen base this week somehow. And he's hitting 210, and I don't give a crap about either of those things. But the home runs and the RBIs, they're bringing me joy. I'm happy with that. So we're moving on. We're going to look at some of these other players that are available just in this league. I don't know how often you look through what's available for a category, just punching power, fellas. You know, and when you see like a rank of 246, just ignore the ranks here. Just ignore the ranks. Think about the positions that you need to cover, like Andrew McCutchen is an outfielder, and he's got 29 runs, 8 home runs. He's only got 1 stolen base, and he's hitting 237. Does any of that help you? I don't know. It depends on what you're suffering with. You know, what can help your team. So we click here. Let's go by home runs. Langoliers is leading in that. And there's McCutchen, Michael Bush, Will Benson, Carlos Santana. If you need stolen bases, there's some fellas available, but you're not getting any power out of Jacob Young, and he's kind of hurt. What's wrong with Jacob Young? Okay, swelling in his right hand. All right, not a biggie. You know, Acuna's out. We know that. Rojas, 13 stolen bases. He has a couple of home runs. Not great power, but he's got a couple. But he's not really playing every day either. And I don't know who Daron Blanco is, but boy, 12 stolen bases in only 55 at-bats. He's been on base 14 times. He's got 14 hits. I don't know how many walks he has. He's got 14 hits on 55, and he's got 12 stolen bases. I mean, you got to be lightning. So if you're looking to increase your stolen bases, you can look over here, check it out. I don't recommend doing too much of that unless you like stolen bases. But in pitching, I click on all pitchers once in a while, and I go check out what's available. And I do it based on, you know, what do I need again? You know, I'm looking at, Brian Hudson here. He's had 32 innings of very quality baseball. 37 strikeouts in those innings. He's only 21% rostered. So if you need someone to fill in and make up for some of those bad innings you might be getting out of, let's say, Bailey Ober like he did this week, you can go grab a reliever that can make up for it, but only if you have room on your team. Don't carry too many bench bats because that's going to take away your ability to do this. You know, you can't have an army of pitchers if you've got 4 bat on the bench. That's not helping you. You're missing out on those at-bats from those hitters, and you could be using those spots to get Hudson, Strom, Weaver, who's got himself 3 wins. You know, Hudson's got 4. You know, look down here at Nick Sandlin with 4 wins and a save somehow. Decent ERA, good whip. You know, you use your ability to look. Here's Yimi Garcia. Yimi Garcia is now basically taken over in the closer's role, kind of. I think he's going to be committeeing that up. It's going to be 2 people doing it because, you know, we got Romano is hurt. You know, and so Yimi Garcia today, let's see, he got a save today. 3 strikeouts in 1 inning, but he also gave up a run and a couple of hits/walks. You know, he let a couple of people on base. So, not a great ERA or whip, but it's not going to crush you because it's only 1 inning, but he did catch a save. You know, so Romano's out, and Yimi Garcia is making up for that. But, you know, see what you can get. And look at Spencer Torkelson as well. Let's see if we can find Torkelson. Is he on my team in this league? I think I might have him on my team in this league. Matter of fact. Okay, he's not on my team, so I'm kind of happy. I drafted him 1 time. Let's go back and look for Spencer Torkelson. I drafted him 1 time, and I'm happy that I didn't spend on any Spencer Torkelson. Because, check this out. They're going to option him to AAA Toledo. He's going to be a Mud Hen. So he's heading to the Mud Hens. Maybe that picks him back up. I wouldn't be too excited to pick up the guy replacing him. But, just see what happens. And if you got Torkelson, don't be afraid to get him off your team because he's just not doing it, guys. Give him time to readjust in the minors, and we'll see how it goes. So, anyhow, when we look at some stuff, okay, let's take a look at exactly how long we have left until the playoffs. Look at this. We just finished week 9. That means we've got all the way to week 22. When we get here, when we end week 11 in 2 weeks, that's the halfway point. There's still so far to go. You can still fix your team. You can still work on your team. Let's see here. Let's, for example, Random City Sports Ballers letter C. As you know, I picked up James Wood. I had the injury to Max Muncy, but thankfully I had Jake Berger to make up for it, who is still slumping a little bit after coming back from injury. Langoliers, we know how his home run production is going. And in the pitching categories, I haven't made a lot of moves, but look right here, I did pick up Brian Hudson. I had room because I only have 2 relievers, so I picked up a 3rd reliever to improve some of the numbers that some of these fellas were putting up. This is just how you have to do it. There's players out here. Let's take a look at one more team. Let's take a look at one more team. We're going to take a look at Random City Sports Ballers C3. This one is slumping. This is having a rough season with this team. I want to show what's going on here. Francisco Lindor having a down season. Oh boy, Jorge Soler is having a down season. Eugenio Suarez, very down season. James Wood's not up yet. I've got Connor Joe, who's doing all right. Let's take a look at the pitching. Blake Snell, Rutrow Raggy, is going to go to the injured list because he re-injured his groin. Oh, boy, that's unfortunate. How many times do I have him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 Blake Snells. So I'm going to have to figure something out to make up for that. In fact, let's take a look at what I'm going to do. Because I've got an overall pretty good pitching staff, not spectacular, but pretty good. So what am I going to do to make up for that? Let's see what players available. We'll go to pitchers. It can be any pitcher. I don't care if it's a starting pitcher or a relief pitcher. Jax is not a bad idea. Garrett Clevenger, excuse me. Some of these guys, there's Sandlin. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Oh, boy. I don't know. There's Bailey Falter. I've been having good luck with Bailey Falter. I think that I'll go pick up Bailey Falter to make up for the Glasnow injury. Not Glasnow, the Blake Snell injury. So, yeah, here's an option that I'm looking at. I'm looking at Bailey Falter. I've got him on a couple other teams, and, he's been doing well. Look at these numbers for his last several starts. Go all the way back to May 5th before you have a bad start. So he's doing pretty good. And he had another one, April 29th was another bad start. But other than that, he's had almost everything has been a quality start with good numbers. He's available in 8 leagues. I have him 1, 2 already, as I said. So there's a good chance that I'm going to be looking at Bailey Falter as making up for that Blake Snell injury. So this is easy, right? This is what you do. This is what you got to look at. Just keep looking through all these things. Improve your team the best you can because there's a lot of time. Oh, someone just picked up Trevor Williams. Now that's a good one, right? Look at Trevor Williams right here. 2.22 on ERA, 1.08 on WHIP, 56 innings, only 47 strikeouts. But guess what? Everything else is good. He's got 5 wins and 11 starts. So this is a good player to have. The other half of Random City Sports Ballers, he has taken Trevor Williams on a lot of his leagues. And I believe I have him in 0. Yeah, I have him in 0. So looks like I'll probably be making some moves on him once I have some room on him rosters. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Do I have room in this league? I might have room in this league. I don't see room in this league. Well, I could get rid of Sanchez. Yeah, right here. I have room to get rid of him. So we can get rid of Sanchez, who's, he's done well, 283, but a 139 whip. I don't know. That's kind of a wash, if you ask me. I mean, well, not really. But anyways, Trevor Williams is a guy I'm going to look at for making up some room on this team, which is which one? C4. C4. Yeah, they're having a good season. They're doing well. Playoff position right now. So, anyways, I hope that some of this helps you figuring out your path in the future, what you're going to do with your guys, what you need to move, who you need to improve. Don't give up too much, though. Folks who gave up on Nolan Gorman gave up on a 3-home run week. You can give up on Eugenio Suarez. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you give up on a guy who's ranked 536 with only 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. But I'll tell you this. In the second half of last season, he had serious improvement. So, the same thing will probably happen this year. I don't know what it is about summer with Suarez. He just gets better. I don't really have anyone else I can get rid of here. Oh, I gotta get rid of somebody so I can take Hoskins off of the IL, and then make the move on Trevor Williams. I'm still holding on to Baz. The Tommy John surgery thing. He's gonna be doing something here soon, but I mean I'm getting impatient on it. I am getting impatient, so I don't think he'll last. So I'll probably make the move to drop Baz and put Hoskins out there, and then we can, it looks like we'll probably drop Sanchez and pick up Trevor Williams. So, yeah, I think that'll improve some things. Tyler Anderson's another one I could look at dropping. I have such a good season going with him so far. 247, 113, only 48 Ks in 69 innings, but I don't know. He's coming out and he's getting me 5 wins and only 11 starts. I mean, this guy he's doing good. So, anyways, that's what I'm looking at. That's how I'm changing things. I hope you're making moves because you got a long time left, and I hope you've saved your waiver budget. You can look right here. You can see my waiver budget in the middle. I'm hovering right over it. Waiver budget, $96, because when the playoffs come, you need that waiver money because you're going to be streaming so many pitchers. And if you don't, you're going to lose in your playoffs, okay? You're going to be streaming in the playoffs, so be prepared for that and have your waiver money available to you. All right, fellas, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again week 10.